Breaking news, as Movement Labs just announced a $38 million Series A funding round led by Polychain Capital. Movement is part of the modular ecosystem. I also did a full-on interview here in person with Rushi at the Cito HQ here in Dubai, where we also coordinated the announcement of M2, which also uses Celestia underneath for data availability. It uses Avalanche Snowman for consensus, while being an Ethereum L2 and deploying the Move VM. And if you're unfamiliar with the Move VM is the virtual machine framework that was developed by the team at Facebook. Remember how Facebook had their own crypto project or their own blockchain basically a couple of years ago, which eventually then rebranded to Diem and then eventually had to shut down because also Mark Zuckerberg was called to Congress to explain himself. And that was supposed to be a blockchain project that would become basically a multi-asset backed stable token. But the code base for that, the Move code base, which was a new kind of generation virtual machine that is focused on security, obviously funded by Facebook, means that some of the smartest developers in the entire world have built this. This Move VM was then deployed by Sui and Aptos, which are also partially from the team that built that originally. And now the team that Rushi is leading at Movement Labs, they're deploying that in the modular ecosystem, just to provide you some context of where Movement is coming from. And in my view, Move really has the potential to become one of the biggest launches this year, especially now with this huge fundraiser announcement. I'm also invested into Move since around half a year. So I've also been closely in touch with Rushi and the team. We also caught up here in Dubai around last week's token conference. But yeah, I'm going to be sharing more information on that shortly. But first of all, let's look into the general market. And we can see today's a red day. Today's a red day. Everything is slightly down. Actually, yeah, down a lot, like 6 to 8% in average, I would say. Hedera, I talked about it yesterday, 11 cents now, down almost 20%. After the announcement was kind of corrected or basically clarified that, as I said in yesterday's video, basically spot on that this is not something where BlackRock proactively chose Hedera to tokenize anything, right? This came from the crypto world, right? From ArchX and kind of the HBAR Foundation to tokenize an asset from BlackRock on Hedera, right? And the one entity to actually decide on which network to tokenize this financial instrument was actually ArchX and not BlackRock, right? Pretty much how I said it yesterday. So this is not surprising news. What is probably misleading and caused a lot of confusion for some people is that this X BlackRock here would indicate that this is a formal partnership. But I've been around long enough to understand the game here, right? And also to not be overly enthusiastic about those things. Obviously, it is amazing to see that there's progress on the tokenization side of things. And yes, BlackRock is pro tokenization. They want to be market leaders in that. And maybe in the future, they will actually have a more formal partnership with Hedera, with Polygon, with whichever chain, right? There's like probably 10 chains. Obviously on Ethereum is probably where they will do most of their stuff. So we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, I've been around in crypto long enough to not get too enthusiastic about this, right? And I hope that you are as well, right? You understand this as well, right? This is part of the game, right? Ripple did this excessively in 2017, 2018. Tron did it excessively, and I guess until this date. But you also see kind of Avalanche and Solana. They say, we have these huge AWS or Google Cloud partnerships, which eventually are not as big as they sound. This is all part of the crypto game, right? And I hope you guys understand, while this is exciting and this is all great and cool, and obviously HBAR, they have this huge council with all these big companies, and they're actually part of the council. They're actually actively involved in all of this, right? But I talked to people from Google. Same for Berachain, right? They also have this partnership with Google Cloud. So I talked to these guys, and yes, they are excited. And on an individual level, like Google employees are also very excited about crypto. But obviously, they also have regulatory constraints. They can't proactively say that because they understand that this would massively affect the markets and pump prices. Anyways, this just on the side. Other than that, nothing much happened. We're all down everywhere, down 4, 5, 6, 8%. So nothing much happened there. The ETF flow also negative, 130 million outflows from Grayscale yesterday. BlackRock is not updated here yet, and many others as well. So let's see how BlackRock has absorbed from that. But I think it should be a red day. Also looking at the kind of Bitcoin price. But that gives you time to catch up on things. For example, my video from yesterday, where I talk about a lot of these things. I'm also celebrating my 500th video yesterday, which is a huge milestone. So thanks for all of you for engaging, subscribing, liking, and pushing the channel. We also talked about the Injective 3.0 upgrade, which is a big upgrade. Filament as well, CEDA protocol that just launched mainnet. Congratulations here. Cosmos Hub Lorenzo protocol, which is also a very interesting development in the Cosmos Hub ecosystem. So that's all about that. And let's look into the prices really quick. Specifically in the Cosmos ecosystem, like I said, there's not much going on. Let's just briefly look what are some of the top gainers. And there aren't any, like everything is down. But there are a lot of big losers, right? We see IXO down 24%. I talked to you how extremely volatile this is going to be because there's very thin liquidity, almost no trade volume. So IXO, very, very thin ice on that. evmos down 18%, now at 5 cents, which I think is around all-time lows. So evmos keeps going down and down and down. I also think maybe some of the kind of early investors or early kind of backers have exited the network. Obviously, kind of Ethermint and the EVM space is now progressing a lot. It's much more competitive. And yeah, evmos launched also in the depth of the bear market. They had a lot of like issues in the beginning with the network itself. They had to relaunch the chain. And then also they had this huge beef with one of the ex-founders. Classic drama here, I guess it is what it is. Chihuahua also down 14%. Couldn't also really capitalize on the meme coin rally the other day. Like literally yesterday and the day before we had a meme coin rally, but Chihuahua seems to be kind of always missing out on these for some reason. I'm not sure why. Onomi down 12%. And yeah, it just goes down double digits here all the way down. Anyways, Cosmos Berlin, our next event to talk about something positive coming up May 27 in Berlin. We actually have a full-on Cosmos blockchain week basically. Also in partnership with Confio that are doing Hackwasm, and yeah, we'll be part of that. So May 27, if you are around in Berlin or you want to come by, it's definitely worth it, right? Because it's a full-on week, and yeah, we had it last year for the first time. This year is the second edition. But getting back to the news of the day, Movement Labs $38 million in the Series A, which brings Facebook's move to Ethereum, and they're also fully IBC compatible. Rushi is also very excited about Cosmos, basically. They also have this partnership with Union and a couple more partnerships. And like I said, they also use Celestia underneath for data availability. Some of the other investors include HackVC, Placeholder, which is very, very interesting VC from Chris Berniski. So that's a great one to have on board. Archetype, Maven 11, Road Ventures, Figment Capital, Nomad, Bankless Ventures, OKX, and yeah, a lot more, right? And also Aptos Labs, which is very interesting, to be honest. Maybe they also invested just as a hedge, basically, or they just want to grow the Move pie, right? Because I feel like Move is such a new VM that also never has seen a bull run. Now we're seeing Sui and Aptos really climbing up the rankings and pumping hard. Obviously, they also have huge VC backing. I think they raised also at least decent eight figures, maybe even 9 figures, like maybe even 100 million plus, if I'm not mistaken. But both of these projects, Sui and Aptos, are huge. And I think if Movement can also align with them, right? Not necessarily like directly compete, but maybe there's a way to like align and build kind of this Move alliance or whatever. This could be a net positive, because I think Move also requires kind of developer onboarding funnels that, you know, mean all these projects would have to kind of collaborate in like educating developers, onboarding developers, and educating users as well, right? The biggest selling point basically for Move is security, right? So they always refer to exploits and smart contracts and bugs and how Solidity and the EVM is kind of dangerous to use, and it's not sustainable, and it's all kind of half-baked. And yeah, move is the next generation. You can also check out the full episode Shishacito. This was actually episode 1 that I did with Rushi here at the Cito HQ 5 months ago, November 2023. So check that out. A lot of alpha here that is still highly relevant. Anyways, that's Movement. Give them also a follow here, Movement Labs XYZ on Twitter. They also have good explainers here, like what is Movement, you know, full-on thread about the project, which is also something that I think a lot more projects should do, is like explaining the project over and over and over again, right? Because that's really what people need to understand. We're also in this attention economy now, especially also on crypto Twitter and crypto YouTube, right? So, and attention, I think, is all about also education, right? Because you don't want to entertain people only, you also want to educate them. And I think that's what Movement is doing really well here. Now, we also have breaking news from Lava. First off, they announced their white paper a week ago, which we also did a full coverage on from the Shishacito Twitter account, breaking down the white paper in a simple thread and also linking to the white paper, which you can read here. Shout out to Winfred from our team, give her a follow as well. She's doing God's work at Shishacito with a lot of content, videos, and all these kind of things. So check that out. Yeah, the other news here about Lava, which is the access into blockchain, right? This is the door for every blockchain to access data on chain. And they're also part of the modular framework and modular network, building this RPC infrastructure. And they are now announcing their tokenomics, right? So this has been highly anticipated. And now I think Lava is almost ready for launch. Almost ready for launch. I'm going to do a full breakdown on the tokenomics once it's fully public. And also I think Lava is one of the more underrated projects, right? It's one of the underdogs that is launching, but I think they're highly technical. They've been around for many years. They have strong product market fit with their RPC infrastructure. So very excited for them to launch. With Shishacito, we're also running a validator on Lava, and also we are early backers of Lava from like 2 years ago. So very exciting to see this go live. Finally, I want to leave you with some Berachain alpha. Berachain is also about to launch Mainnet. I think we're not long away from Mainnet launch. This is one of the most highly anticipated ones this year. And also one of the most hyped ones. And I met the whole Bera team here in Dubai. I met Smokey, Papa Bera, MVP, all of these guys. And the most impressive thing for me about the team is that they are able to talk to the biggest crypto degens the same way or as effective as they are talking to big institutions like Google, even the government here in Dubai, right? They have also this incubator program that they're launching now together with Google here in Dubai. And this is just impressive, right? And they raised over $150 million, just $100 million in the Series B round, but they had a couple of rounds before that. So absolutely impressive what they're doing. And like I said, this is going to be one of the most impactful launches in Cosmos this year and potentially also in crypto this year, right? I think this is eye to eye with kind of Eigenlayer launching and those projects, right? Even Monad, I think Bera is up there, right, on those levels. Also remember that the testnet for Berachain is live. We are also one of the validators with Shishacito. You can delegate to us, and we also have this faucet here, which you can fill out. We still have some tokens where you can get whitelisted and receive Bera testnet tokens. And yeah, I think this is a cool thing for you to get involved and get used to the Bera standard. We also have a brand new Shishacito episode coming up today on Twitter with Valeyo from Quasar. So make sure to check that out as well. Quasar is also one of the new kids on the Cosmos block and has strong product market fit with their DeFi strategies and DeFi walls. And they're also now elevating. They also have some huge announcements coming up. And I'll see you latest tomorrow with a new video here on Cryptosrus. Until then, stay safe and be good.